Alright, time for my round 3 game of this month's MSEM GP. Yeah, I got a free win in round 2 because my opponent no-showed, so going into round 3 2-0, so I can still afford to lose this game and still top cut, although I probably shouldn't be talking like that. Anyways, my opponent is on some sort of blink deck, and that's actually really bad for me because they're playing main deck elaborate transportations, and the problem with that card is that it exiles any permanent, including my token land, so they have a 1-mana way to blow up my lands. I think this hand's kind of bad. Yeah, I'll mulligan. This hand is slightly better. I will bottom one of the lands. Yeah. And basically I kind of just have to hope that... Oh wait, elaborate transportation doesn't return tapped. Interesting. Oh, turn 1 mana aesthetic. Yeah, the problem is that I have no ways to interact with my opponent on turn 1, so they can just drop their 3-drop this turn, and I can't do much about that. And like they do have a 3-drop that like spirals out of control really quickly. What's even my out here? Because like I need to make off colors, or I need to actually make my other colors. So like I'm kind of forced to do this. So like if they upkeep bounce my land token, then yeah, they got me, and I'm extremely sad. Okay, at least they're not going to upkeep kill my land. But they did just get their Planeswalker down on turn 2, and I have no answers to that thing. I think, yeah, I have to use Root Corruption to copy my land. Maybe that answers, or that prevents the elaborate transportation from wrecking me too hard. So I guess that means I'm keeping up Root Corruption. Yeah. I'm surprised they're slamming this thing on turn 2 though, like with no backup, because I would think you would at least want to play it with something else so that you get the additional activation. But anyways, Forest Island, another Shipscape Cascade. I don't really think it matters which one I play here. Yeah. So the problem here is that their Planeswalker is like they get to untap with the Planeswalker, and I have no answer for that. And yeah, they're just going to keep plussing. No, they're not going to -2. Okay, maybe they're just trying to rush to the -6 or something. Do they have 4-drops that they might want to slam right now? No, they mostly have a bunch of 3-drops and stuff. And how badly can they screw me over if I tap out? I mean, I guess technically, you know, like most of their cards don't really stop me too, like their cards don't interact too badly with mine, in that I can mostly just try to ramp and ignore them, and eventually I win. They don't have counter spells, so if I just keep ramping, eventually I'll get there. And if I draw the right cards, I mean, alongside the ramping. Okay, they're just going for that. Yeah, I think I'm like, I don't think I can really afford to get massacred here, so I will just do this to make sure I still have a land left over after this. If they have a second elaborate transportation, then yeah, they got me. I mean, I guess that's the drawback of playing a bunch of shifting lands, in that you sometimes just get wrecked by ram cards that usually aren't that great, but specifically answer this thing. Okay, they're going to Emily plus, and then minus that guy. Oh, that's another elaborate trans. Can they play that this turn? They can. Cool. Yeah, so that is like, then I can't really do much about. Oh, yeah, okay, that was, I'm tilting probably. Yeah, that means I just don't do anything this turn, and I'm probably losing then, if that's what happens. I mean, I didn't really have much of a chance anyways, I think. Or no, this spot isn't that bad. They're going to -6, and then they're going to just cast stuff. Okay, that. Or no, they're going to -2. Okay, yeah, so forgetting to crack actually mattered here, because I could have countered their 3-drop with Root Corruption or Ramped or something. And Ramping would have actually let me untap with 4 mana next turn, which gets me Disappearance plus Orange Orchid, which could have let me catch back up or something. -3 Hemley going to wheel away their hand, I guess. So what am I doing for sideboarding? I guess I can bring in my counter spells, but they're all 2 mana, so it doesn't really help me that much. Do they have counter spells? They can bring in anti-magic, and that is a counter spell that hits my entire deck. So I don't think the game gets any better for me post-board. Nebula's Majesty, okay, yeah, and then they're just doing that to... Or can they cast that? Yes, they can. They just target one of their own things. Or, I mean, okay, they can also just do that, and then that blinks that thing and returns it on the front side, and yeah, now I'm dealing with a 6-drop on the front side. All this could have been prevented if I just remembered to play my things untapped so that I didn't have to deal with this thing. Or like I could have actually countered one of their things or try to catch back up later. And they're going to return. They're going to loot away the Nebulous Majesty. Well, so the bright side is they don't actually have that fast of a clock. Sure. Right, they're so I just need to kill that thing, and these guys like they can tick up, but they don't actually do that much. Like they don't affect the board that much. I just have to remember to crack first of all. Forest island, plains, island, cursory glance. That would have been useful earlier, like last turn. Or yeah, if I drew root corruption, if I actually played root corruption last turn, this at least lets me still make mana of the right colors. Is it worth doing root corruption stuff right now? Is it worth keeping up root corruption right now? Not really. I mean, I could just go Disappearance of Fae, and then that gets me to 5 tokens next turn, and so I have 5 mana available. I think that's better than trying to keep up counter spells, because like whatever counter spells I have, they still have this guy on board. Although they can just kill my guy. Okay, so like end of turn root corruption, one of my lands. Yeah, I don't think like keeping up counter spells helps me right now because I'm too far behind. So I just have to do this and go for broke. Okay, they're plussing that. Another problem with post sideboard games is that I don't actually have counter spells I can bring in. I have Forbidden Treasure, but they don't run that many instants and sorceries. So there's a chance I bring in Forbidden Treasure and then they just carve out with creatures and planeswalkers and I lose that way. I think I still need to bring in those things because this is going to be more of a counterspell game. Okay, what does that do? I need to F6 this. And they're going to plus. Okay, oh, that buffs that. Nebula's Majesty. Okay, yeah, that happens. Do I have any else here? No, I'm just dead to that. I mean, if I get Journey's End, I kill that. I follow up with reverse or reveal eternities afterwards. Like maybe there's a chance if that happens. What? They're biasing that. Okay. Do I have any else? They blink that. I know they can't cast that because they don't have the right colors. Sure. Lava trans. Okay, yeah, I'm just done. I'm done here. Alright, so what's my sideboard plan? I need to kill planeswalkers, so I should just bring in. I don't want to bring in the wipes because they don't do enough. Am I ever ramping up to the wipes? Not really. Is Event Horizon good? It's reasonably good. So, question here is, can I oh wait, Lava Transportation also answers my revelations for 1 mana each. So what's my win con? Lava Transportation just screws over all my win cons. I think I'm supposed to be trimming Ramses here because it's too slow. And also the land it puts aura on is just going to get elaborate transportation. I think I'm actually supposed to trim an Event Horizon because I don't really have anything I need to Horizon, right? Radiance goes up here. Do I want Pact? They have some graveyard stuff, but not enough for me to bring that thing in. I think I actually want more beyond. Yeah, I want these things because I want to make sure I'm ramping really hard so that if they try to go after my lands, I'm not screwed that way. Okay, I'll try this. And I'm just going to accept that I can't. Okay, that's unfortunate. I think I have to maul this hand. Okay, this hand is better. I'm actually going to. Okay, I can't. I can't. I can't not play non-shifting lands because I can't get my mana otherwise. So yeah, in that case, I guess. Wait, no, that's misplay because I. Well, if they tap out on turn 1, then it still works out for me because I can just keep up cursory glance. Okay, they're not tapping out turn 1. In that case, I guess wait. No, the problem here is I'm forced to crack this for green, and they can just. So if I crack this for green, I guess I'm forced to cursory glance their elaborate transportation. Or no, I'm just going to cursory glance their Mad Dork. I don't want to let them have that. Okay, well, I think I'm misplaying really badly. But maybe they're incentivized to tap out. No, they're always going to keep up elaborate transportation. Okay, in that case, that was a huge misplay for me to. Or no, they're not. They're never tapping out. So how do I play around this? Because they can always elaborate transportation me on upkeep or before my main phase. I think the plan here is to wait until I have another land. Okay, yeah, there we go. So I can actually activate Monument of Queens, and then I'll crack both of these guys, and they can only elaborate transportation one of them. Unless I have 2 elaborate transportations, in which case, yeah, I just lose. So actually, the question here is why did I cursory glance to Mana Ascetic, and I don't think I have a good answer for that. But I don't think I should have done that. They're at 9 life. That's like not that high. Bowman, that's fine. They go to -2, sure. Put the counter on Monument, because why not? And then, okay, I mean, I can't really prevent myself from not losing. So, Forest Island, Plains Island. No, Plains Forest. I need to make the green source. And yeah, they're just going to elaborate transportation me, but I can't prevent that from happening. And now I need to hope that Recall Forgotten Aeon draws me into enough lands to make up for this. Okay, well, it drew me into at least 1 land, but that doesn't actually make me break even. Alright, so this is, I mean, actually Sparkling Life is one of the better top decks I could have found. Okay, yeah, that happens. Now why did I shouldn't have started with, I should have went turn 1 island, turn 2 shifting. Yeah, that was probably the correct play. They're making guys, so like they're going to gain a bunch of advantage on board. Oh, they have counter spells. They can counter Spark New Life. Forest, I guess I'm just not going to have plains for now. Forest Mountain. Okay, that's good. At least I'm not completely in a horrible spot. Is it better for me to just wait here? Or that lets me get another activation. Like they're holding up, they're very obviously holding up anti-magic. Can I afford to let them just, can I afford to wait? That's the main question here. I can go Ramsey Disappearance of Fae, and that gets me somewhat on board. Yeah, I guess that's what I go for. I can go for 2 Disappearances of Fae, and then that gets me, I don't have Orange Orchard, so that doesn't help me at all. Ramsey at least ramps me towards something. Okay, I'll go Ramsey Disappearance, sure. And they're actually also at 8, although I'm pretty sure Helgard gains some life. But where's Aura? But like this actually does sort of do something that it gets me somewhat on board. And if they don't, end of turns, Nebula's Blessing. Okay, actually, yeah, I should have expected that. I should have held up Spark New Life, because then I could have blown this thing up in response, and they couldn't have countered that. Yeah, they can do that. Yeah, I'm misplaying really badly right now. So, they can hit me for a bunch. Sparking Life doesn't do enough. Like, Sparking Life could have actually gotten me somewhere. Actually, there's like a lot of things I could have done differently this game. I think Orange Orchard would be a good top deck here because, I mean, Orange Orchard makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish mana. So that gives me +4 mana-ish. I think I'm just playing really badly because I don't know how to deal with elaborate transportation for my opponent's deck because I never played against that matchup. So I'm just making really bad plays all around. Okay, so they're going to plus Helgard. Yeah, so like honestly, I don't even have that bad of a matchup, right? It's just that I'm not playing the matchup. I mean, so my land's getting blown up for 1 mana is pretty bad, but it's actually recoverable. Like it's a recoverable matchup. But the problem here is that I'm just not playing it correctly. I should have. I still don't know why I decided to cursory glance to 2-drop or what the Mad Dork. I think the reason was because I didn't want to pass turn without spending mana because I sequenced incorrectly on turn 1. But still, like I definitely should have not done that because then the cursory glance probably would have hit one of the planeswalkers at least. I mean, they would have more mana to work with, but I would, or no, I think the cursory glance probably hits the elaborate transportation, which sets me back a turn, which isn't great, but still like fine. And then the other mistake was not keeping up Spark New Life. I could have actually gone Ram. No, I didn't have enough green sources to do that. So I should have just passed with Spark New Life up and see if they respond with anything. And my opponent's going off now. Oh, I'm dead. Okay. Yeah, sure. I guess that happens. So, I mean, the problem is that I'm not familiar with this matchup, so I didn't know what I was supposed to do there. So yeah, game 1. What did I do incorrectly? Well, for one, I shouldn't have forgotten. Okay, so what? I got elaborate transportation, and then that immediately, or no, I recorruptioned that, so that was fine. Yeah, that was fine. And then, oh, I got double elaborate transportation. So that tilted me, and then I forgot to crack on upkeep. So I probably would have cracked it for a blue source. So if I cracked my thing, actually, I could have root corruption the planeswalker, which would have no. Did they untap? No, they play. Yeah, they did play a land this turn, so they would have still have access to 5 mana total this turn. Or no, yeah, they would have access to 5 mana total. So then that means they can't actually play 2 cards, right? Or no, they just Nebula Majesty's something else. They Nebula Majesty's this guy, which is actually a lot worse than the. Okay, so yeah, so like I root corruption this turn, and then this turn I keep up Curse Glance. They still have Hemley on board. No, because they got their guys back from Journey Beyond. So then they would still have Journey Beyond in hand, which I counter, but then they play another 3-drop afterwards or something. I mean, they wouldn't have this giant board at least. Yeah, I still think I end up losing because I'm behind on mana. Although, like, actually, Disappearance of I wouldn't have been able to play this and also keep up a counter spell. So I wouldn't have Disappearance of Failed. Like I could have. So Orange Orchard isn't really ticking up at that point. I think I probably end up losing this game unless Reveal Eternity flips me something like flips a removal spell. I still don't think I win this. Yeah, and then game 2. So what? Okay, they had elaborate transportation in hand, so it was correct for me to play around it. It went Masek on 2. If I didn't counter this, then there wasn't actually anything bad that would happen to me. So yes, I should have just kept. I shouldn't have countered that, and then turn afterwards, I cracked this. They tried to transportation it. I countered that instead. I mean, I could also just not crack this and just keep up Cursory Glance and wait for them to tap out for like they tap out for Everett. No, I don't think there was any combination of things I could. Okay, so what about Spark New Life? Okay, they did have anti-magic, but maybe it was correct to wait. So if I waited there, like they would Nebulous Blessing onto one of their planeswalkers, and then I Spark New Life that in response. That whiffs out, and then I get back 3 lands, which lets me recall Forgotten Aeons next turn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Then they would play out their Planeswalker next turn, keep up anti-magic. Well, they would still draw from. Yeah, I don't think I was winning that either, because my recall just gets countered, and then I lose from there. Well, I could still do stuff with these guys, but I don't think it does enough against their Planeswalkers. So yeah, bad matchup. Hopefully, I can still win next round, so I can top cut.